Welcome to Table for One. I'm the narrator, and in today's video, I'll be doing a solo playthrough of Dune Imperium. And in this solo playthrough video, I will be playing with the Rise of Ix expansion as well as the Immortality expansion, and I'm going to play the Epic Game Mode variant introduced in Rise of Ix. Let's get rolling. Alright, so I'm all set up to play Epic Game Mode. I am playing Dune Imperium with both the Rise of Ix expansion and the Immortality expansion, and in Epic Game Mode with those expansions, the Control the Spice card starts in my discard pile. The conflict cards, there are 10, but we start with a level 2 conflict, so we've got 5 level 2 conflicts and 5 level 3 conflicts below it, and each player starts with 5 troops in their garrison, and finally each player draws an intrigue card, so we'll do that in turn order. I am playing against Countess Thorvald and Viscount Moritani, and I am playing as Elisa Ikaz. I have not played this Epic Game Mode before, but I have played with this character and with this one. The Countess was really cool. That was a fun one to play with. Elisa Ikaz was super cool to play with, so I wanted to do that one again. And in Epic Game Mode, the 2 triggers for the end game are either running out of the conflict deck as usual, or having 12 victory points instead of the typical 10. And then, of course, all the Rise of Ix stuff is in play, and the Immortality stuff. Here's my intrigue card. This is recruitment mission, so it's a plot intrigue card. It says, gain 1 persuasion during your reveal turn this round. You may put cards you acquired on top of your deck. So I'll be holding on to that. I will be using the Imperium row churn rule as well. And I am playing on the Sardaukar or veteran difficulty. So the Mentat space costs 5 Solari to go to instead of 2. And each opponent started with an intrigue card already. And after we've gotten through the 4th conflict card, you can see the cards are upside down as a reminder to give the 3rd agent to each of the rivals. So I think we are kind of set up here, and I know what I need to watch out for, and I will probably fail to watch out for it, is playing with both of the expansions together. I'm going to fall into the trap of I want to do everything, and I'm going to do a little bit of everything instead of focusing on one thing. When you try and do a little bit of everything, then you don't really have a defined strategy. So that's probably going to hurt me, but I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. So let's talk about my character here. So I have this ongoing ability called One Step Ahead. At the round start, I can set aside a card from my hand. At the start of my second turn in the round, reveal that card and return it to my hand. If I use it to send an agent on that turn, if the card has exactly 1 agent icon, I gain a spice, otherwise I gain a Solari. And then my signet ring ability is I can spend a Solari to gain the fold space card. So that's pretty neat. I do need to shuffle up my my deck here. You saw the experimentation cards were in there. The Dune, the Desert Planet cards were removed. So I've got 10 starting cards, the 10 you would have if you were playing Immortality. And then Epic Mode added Control the Spice just as an 11th card starting in my discard pile. So the Countess will be going first. She's the first player. She's tan. The Viscount is green, and I am blue. Man, oh man, there's so much going on. It's hard to know where to start. Let me draw my cards. I'll have to do better this game about remembering to draw my cards at the beginning of the turn or the beginning of the round rather than when it comes to my turn. So I've got Convincing Argument, Reconnaissance, Seek Allies, Diplomacy, and Experimentation. And I need to set one of these aside. And I think I'm going to set aside Experimentation. And the way I'm going to do this is I'm just going to place it here in this unused garrison spot. So that is my set aside card. I'll gain it back on my second turn, and if I use it to send an agent, then I get a reward. There's exactly 1 agent icon there, so that would get me a spice. Something like Seek Allies or Diplomacies has more than 1 agent icon, so that would get me a Solari. So let's have the Countess take her first turn from the House of Gaul deck here. Let's see if I can keep this on screen. Yeah, it's That just fits. All right, so she's going to wealth. So she is going to visit the Emperor, go up one space on that track. The Viscount is next. And it's going to selective breeding. So that's here, go up one space on that track. So now it's to me, and I kind of intended to go to one of these factions as well. And I think I'm going to try harder this game to go to the Bene Gesserit. Whoopsie. I'm going to use Seek Allies to go to Secrets, and I gain one influence of the Bene Gesserit, and I gain one Intrigue card. And so this one is from Rise of Ix, and as a plot card, I can play it to gain a tech, or as an endgame card, if I have 3 or more tech tiles, gain a victory point. That might be something that can give me some direction. So maybe I want to try and get some techs. So, okay, that was my card, and at the end of my turn, I trash this card, so I'm going to remove it. And now we're back to the Countess. She's going to conspire. Man, really hitting up that Emperor. 2 troops deployed to her garrison and going up one space there for her first victory point. That was quick. Viscount is next. Research station. Interesting. So that is a combat space. He's going to deploy 2 troops to the combat, and he'll advance twice on the Tulaxu track. 1, 2. That earns him an intrigue card. It is his 3rd. So these all get discarded, like so, for a victory point. So I am already behind. So now it's the start of my second turn. I take this card back, and if I use it to send an agent, I gain some kind of bonus. And I am noticing this card should not be in Imperium row. This is clearly in the wrong place based off the cost. That's a mistake. So let's shuffle up this deck. Don't know how that happened. Whoopsie daisy. Man. Okay, those are shuffled. And let's replace it with something that belongs there. There we go. Oregon Merchants. Okay, so I would like to use this to be able to get my bonus. And do I have any swords? I do not have any swords to reveal. So we know the Countess isn't in this combat at all. I'd kind of like to go to a combat space so I can push troops in, but that shipping or smuggling space on the shipping track is really interesting too. But I think I'd kind of like to have the spice. I'm going to go to Imperial Basin. So that gets me a spice, and because there's exactly 1 agent icon here and I used it, I get 1 spice for that. So here's my 2 spice. That's pretty cool. And then it's a combat space. I will push 1 troop in. And I've got the research icon here. So I'm going to advance on the research track and add a specimen to the axolotl tank. And as customary, you say thanks axolotl. All right, this is spent. Now, the Countess has no more agents. The Viscount has no more agents. Comes back to me. It's my reveal turn. I've got these 4 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4 persuasion. Plus, I do have 1 specimen in the tank. And I do really like the grafting mechanism, so I'm interested in that card. But this one just lets you trash cards when you send somebody there. So that's really good too, because I kind of need to thin my deck. Although Control the Spice will let me potentially trash some cards as well. But this one's more expensive and I can afford it. So I'm going to take this one for my 4 persuasion. So I'm out of persuasion. Hopefully I can acquire that one later. Hopefully it doesn't go away. Replace it. All right. And so these are spent. This is spent. But I also have 1 specimen. Do I want to use it? Because I could gain this card. That card's not super interesting, though. I do get 2 Solari if I gain it. It can only send agents to the Emperor track, but then you can advance on that top Tulaxu track, too. But I think I'm going to hold off. I'm really interested in grabbing this card, so I'm going to try and save up my specimens and maybe get that. So that's it for my reveal turn. So the Viscount is at 4 strength. I am at 2 strength. He's going to draw 1 card, get another 2 strength. Glad I didn't try and go head-to-head with him, and that is it. So that's it for combat. He's going to gain, in first place, 1 intrigue card and 3 spice, and then I gain another 2 spice. So I'm glad I'm building up some spice. That's a good thing. And so now we have the maker step, 1 bonus spice here, and now we can recall our agents. So I get mine back from this space and this one. these 2 spaces for the Viscount and the 2 Emperor spaces for the Countess. All right, now we can reveal the next combat card or conflict card. So we're fighting for a victory point this time. Pass the first player token to the Viscount. I need to draw my cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. And I need to set one aside. So I've got 2 daggers, my signet ring, convincing argument, and experimentation. And I think I'm going to set aside my signet ring this time. That should be fine. And now the Viscount goes first. Let's see what he draws. He's going to tech negotiation. That is where I was going to go. What a jerk this guy is. All right, he's going to tech negotiation. He wants to buy a tech. Oh, he's going to take the one I wanted too. So he gets a 1 spice discount. He's going to buy the most expensive one that he can afford, and that has this House of Gaul symbol in the bottom right. And since these both cost the same amount, he's going to take this one, just the one that's further up. So he's taking this one. That's the one I wanted. Maybe I'll want this one, but I guess I can't get it now. And so he's always going to use this at his first opportunity, flip it over, and gain 1 troop to his garrison. That's too bad. And that only costs him 2 spice. Man, that is a bummer. I was definitely going for that. All right, well, from the 4 cards in my hand, where am I going to go? I can either go to a desert space or to a Landsrad Council space or to Ix, but I can't afford the other space that's on Ix now. And I also can't afford any of the Landsrad spaces, so these are not super helpful to me. And there are no icons on convincing argument, so I guess I'm using experimentation. I can clear these and remove these troops. That's probably a good idea. Okay, I can play experimentation then, and let's send someone to smuggling. We'll do that. So I advance 1 time on the shipping track and I gain 1 Solari. So here's my Solari. And I advance on the research track as well. I'm going to go there and gain another specimen, please. All right. And you know what? I think I'm going to spend this intrigue card now as a plot card, and I can gain a tech at full price. I'm going to take this newly revealed 1 artillery for 1 spice. So I pay my spice, and now on my reveal turn, for each plus sword, why do I always have such a hard time reading this? On my reveal turn, plus 1 sword for each revealed card that provides 1 or more swords this turn. So I happen to have 2 daggers in my hand, so these will be worth 2 each, and that can be helpful. I'd like to get that victory point. But this is not a combat space, so unfortunately I can't put any troops into combat. So that was my turn. This is spent. I'll just put it here. This is my in-play card from this turn. And now we go to the Countess. Where's she going to go? Either smuggling or interstellar shipping. She doesn't have the influence to go to interstellar shipping, and smuggling is blocked, so she's going to draw a new card. She's going to still suits. That's pretty aggressive. So she goes up 1 here and puts 2 troops into combat. I do not want to lose this combat. The Viscount is next. He's going to, oh man, get a Dreadnought. Man, this is going to be quite the combat. So this Dreadnought goes here. Luckily, it's not a combat space, and he gains another tech, but he can't afford any techs. He's only got 1 spice. And the only one that's available for the rivals is this one. That's 3 spice. But it is kind of funny how that happens, where on the first round, the Countess went twice to the Emperor. On the second round, the Viscount went twice to Ix. It's like they specialize, even though it's all randomized. So now it's my second turn. I gain Signet Ring back. I am going to play it to send an agent, and it has multiple agent icons, so I gain a Solari for that. And because it's my Signet Ring, I could spend that Solari immediately to gain a Fold Space card. Do I want to do that? I don't think so. I think I actually want the Solari right now, but it's nice to have the option. So where am I going to go of those 3 types of places? I think Carthag. I think Carthag is the place for me. I'm going to go here because I know they've got, well, she's got 1 turn left, but she can't grab both of these with Harvest Spice, and then I will be first next round. So at least one of these will be available for me to grab some spice. I've only got the 1 water, though. All right, no matter. I'm going to Carthag. So I can recruit 1 troop to my garrison, deploy it, and deploy up to 2 more. I will. I want this victory point. And I'm gaining an intrigue card. All right, this is a combat one. When you lose at least 3 troops at the end of a conflict, gain 2 specimens. You may also acquire a Tlaxu card paying its normal cost. So that's pretty great. I think I'm going to use that like right away. So I've sent my agent. I have gained my troop, and it's a combat space, so I put that troop in with 2 more, gained an intrigue card, have a signet ring, but I am choosing not to take the signet ring ability right now. So this card is played, and I'm going to play this plot card as well. So my reveal turn this round, I am going to gain one extra persuasion, and then I can put the acquired cards. You may put cards you acquire on top of your deck. Now, this one doesn't have any expansion symbols. This is from the base game. You may put cards you acquire on top of your deck. I think when this was written, there was only an Imperium row. That kind of sounds like it's inclusive of the Tulaxu row as well. But because it's talking about persuasion, I assume the intent is really just for Imperium row, and that's the way I'm going to use it. So really, this is just a reminder that I get 1 additional persuasion. Okay, that's it for my turn. The Countess is next. She would like to go to interstellar shipping, but she doesn't have enough influence with the Spacing Guild, so we're drawing again. Harvest Spice. Thought that might happen. That's okay. She's going to go here. And gain 1, 2, 3, 4 total spice. So here's her spice, and it's a combat space. She's fighting me here. She's pushing 2 more troops into combat, so that's going to make it harder for me to win. And that's it for her turn. So it comes back around to me. It's my reveal turn now. So I'm going to reveal these cards. 1, 2 swords plus my tech. Well, first let's get our baseline. She's at 8. I'm at 6. The Viscount's not in it. And then these swords give me 1, 2 plus another 1, 2 with my tech. And then I've got 2 persuasion plus 1. So I'm going to get this card that I kind of wanted before. So this now goes to the top of my deck. So that goes right there. Nice. That's it for my reveal. And now we need to replace this card. And then we need to eliminate some cards, which it looks like I forgot to do that in round 1. Whoopsie. But we've got a 4 and a 5. So these 2 get eliminated. Sorry, I forgot to do that last time. Here we go. I really have my eye on this one. I would like to get this, but this one's kind of interesting too if I can get the text. So this plot card is done, this intrigue card. And I'm not going to get anything from this row at this time, but I think I will with this. So it's time for combat. I'm all set. We need to draw 1 card for the Countess. I hope it's low. Why is that card upside down? Harvest Spice. Man, 1, 2. So we're going to tie, so nobody gets the victory point. That's a real bummer. So we each get a water and a spice. So I really tried to get that victory point. Just wasn't in the cards. That's 5 spice for her. So let me take these and replace them with one of these. So now it's the end of combat. So I can play this. I am losing 3 troops at the end of combat. And I did look this up on an FAQ. This is the right way to play it. She loses these 4, but I lost 3. So when you lose at least 3 troops at the end of a conflict, I can gain 2 specimens. I'll do that, and I may also acquire a Tlaxu card paying its normal cost, and you can use that to get reclaimed forces, but I am going to get Beguiling Pheromones for 3. That is a really cool card, so that is going to go here into my discard pile. So this is a graft card. Really like the graft mechanism. This goes to a desert space or a city space, and it says if you sent an agent to a faction board space this turn, so you've got to graft it with something that can send you to a faction, which this leader can do fairly easily if I gain some fold space cards, then trash one of the grafted cards and gain an additional influence with that faction. That's really cool. So let's replace that card now. All right, Contaminator. I had that one last time I played. That's pretty cool too. I can't buy it right now because I bought this out of turn. It is not my reveal turn right now. So this has been spent, and now we can reset these markers. And now we need to add some bonus spice. So we can do that. There's 2 there, 1 there. And now we can recall our agents. So 2 for me. And 1, 2 for the Countess. And yeah, they're up here. 1, 2 for the Viscount. We'll pass the first player token to me. And I'm going to need to draw 5 cards. I also need to flip this over. All right, Siege of Arakeen, another victory point on the line. I'm going to get this top card, which we know what it is, and now I need to shuffle the deck and draw 4 more. So, Fedaykin Death Commando. Go to a desert space or a city space. The agent action is I can trash a card, or if it's on my reveal turn, and I have Fremen Bond, then, well, I get 1 persuasion either way, but if I have Fremen Bond, I also get 3 conflict cards, 3 swords. And Fremen Bond means that I have another Fremen card in play, so I really need to get something like Stillsuit Manufacturer, or maybe Contaminator. That would be a good one. So let's get 4 more cards. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I got Control the Spice, Diplomacy, Experimentation, Dagger. I need to think about maybe how I'm going to get my 3rd agent, my Swordmaster, which is going to cost 8 Solari. I've only got 2. Let's see, what do these things do here? What I could do is, if I go to smuggling and I bring that back and I take the Chome dividend, I would get 5 Solari, which would bring me up to 7, plus the spot gives me an 8th. Then on my next turn, I could go here and get my Swordmaster, and then I could take a 3rd turn this round. And the 3rd one, if I'm really lucky, could be Control the Spice, and I could go here, gain 4 spice, spend 1 of my spice to trash a card, gain a troop, and get 3 into combat. That could be helpful, but that would mean playing probably these 3 cards. And then I wouldn't get to play Diplomacy, and I'd really like to advance on those tracks too. But I don't know, that sounded like a pretty good plan to me. So I think I will set this card aside, Control the Spice, and try and use it on my 2nd turn. Oh no, I need to get my Swordmaster on my 2nd turn. Man, that is going to be... Oh, if that falls apart, I'm going to be upset. I guess as a backup, if that falls apart and I can't get my Swordmaster for some reason, or what am I thinking? Saving this spot for the 3rd turn in the round is really risky, but I guess that's what I'm going to do. Dagger's going here, and now I go first, and so I'm going to start with Experimentation. And so I need to go here to smuggling. I gain a Solari, so I get this, and then shipping track, I could either advance or I could return it to the bottom. I will return it and gain 5 Solari. So here's mine, but everybody else gains 1 Solari. So 1 for each of the rivals. Oh, and I need to flip this back over. Hasn't used it yet, but he's going to use it this round. So that's that action, and then I can take a research action, and I'm going to advance to here, which lets me advance on the research track again, which lets me advance on the Tlilaxu track. So that's fine, nothing too crazy, but now if I gain one of these cards, I can place it on the top of my deck. So I do like that. So this card is now used. Let's hope nobody harvests any spice. The Countess is next. She's going to Secrets. So that is here, moving up on this track. Now it's the Viscount. Tech Negotiation. He is the tech guy. And so he's going here, and before I forget, he's going to flip this over. It's now his first opportunity. Recruit a troop. And even with a 1 discount, he can't acquire the 1 tech that's available, so instead he's going to send a negotiator. I'm pretty okay with that. So now it's back to me. I get Dagger back into my hand, and I am going to play it to send an agent. And it's only got 1 agent icon, so I gain 1 spice. So that is my 5th spice. I'm pretty okay acquiring spice. I'm sending my agent to Swordmaster. I'm going to spend my 5, 6, 7, 8 Solari to get my 3rd agent. So this comes back to me. And that was my turn. Now we go to the Countess. Come on, no harvest spice. Erikine. So she's going here. And she recruits 1 troop to her garrison and deploys it along with 2 others and gains her signet ring bonus, which is 1 water. She will turn in 3 water for 1 victory point. So she is up to 2 victory points now. So the Countess is in the lead. 1 more card to draw. Don't be Harvest Spice. Carthag. Okay. Oh, but he is going to get rid of my Contaminator. That's too bad. So Carthag, he's going to recruit 1 troop. And then it's combat space. So he's going to push in that troop and 2 other units. So that's going to include his Dreadnought. That's going to make this tough for me to win. He's going to advance 1 space on the Tlilaxu track. And and I need to put 2 spice up there again. I forget that every time. Okay, and now he's going to cycle the right card here in the Tlilaxu row. That's a bummer. I was going to buy that card. It had that Fremen tag that I needed for to make this card better. So my plan was to play this, go here, get this 4 spice. I'd be up to 9 spice, and that would be super helpful. So then I'd really have good access to Highliner or Conspire, or even buying more techs. But if I do that, I'm going to spend a spice to gain another troop. I don't really have a card here that I want to trash. So, I don't know, I can get 3 troops in combat, but then I'm going to have no sword symbols. I don't have Fremen Bond. I mean, I could trash this card, maybe. But I'm not going to beat this Dreadnought, so maybe I should do something different. Man, if I had 1 more spice, I would go to Highliner now. That's too bad. So I could go to Hardy Warriors. I don't know if that's going to be enough, because I'm only going to be ahead by 1 power with no swords to reveal. So I almost certainly won't get first place. I might not even get second. If I do get second, though, I at least get enough Solari to buy a Dreadnought, and that could be good. Oh boy, it is hard to walk away from all that spice, though, but oh man, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do Diplomacy, and I'm going to go to Hardy Warriors. So that cost me a water, and now I advance here. I can recruit 2 troops, deploy them, and I can deploy up to 2 more, so that's done. That's what I'm doing. Okay, nobody else has any more turns, so I take my reveal turn. I only get 2 persuasion and a spice. So here's the spice, and I could potentially grab that card too, but I don't think I really want it. I'd rather get something that lets me graft. So with the 2 persuasion, I could grab this. I don't know that I really want it, but it does let me send an agent to an enemy occupied city spot, and that's kind of cool. And it also has 1 sword on it. So that's really worth 2 swords to me with this tech, so that's not too bad either. So I guess I'll take this for 1 persuasion, and then I've got 1 persuasion left, and I can't buy anything, so that's it. These go away, these go away. That's my reveal turn. Let's roll these. We're going to cycle out. That's a 6, so nothing, and 5, so that card cycles out. That's worth 1, okay. What else now? Now we have combat. So the Countess is at 6. I am at 8. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Very close. I am first player, so the Countess will draw next. She gets 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the Viscount, oh my goodness, gets 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was not a good turn of events for me. So the Viscount wins. He gains a victory point, and he gets to plant his flag at Arakeen. And just saying this so I don't forget, if there's another battle at Arakeen, he gets to push a troop in for free, or a unit, I suppose. So he plants his flag there, and now he needs to put his Dreadnought somewhere else, and he's going to place it there. Yuck. These troops go away. Mine all go away. That's not good. The Countess is in second place. She gets 4 Solari. So she's already got 1. That makes 5 Solari for her. Oh, that was a terrible turn of events for me. Somewhat predictable. That was certainly a possibility. It's not totally surprising, but not good. So now we've got the Maker Step. Man, I should have just grabbed that spice. So there's a stack of 3 bonus spice on this space here. Maybe I should just do this so you can see. 1, 3, and 1. Oh, and there's no one here either. That was just this Dreadnought, so that gets another bonus spice too. Man, very spicy. Let's now recall. So 1, 2 for the Viscount. He's always up there on the X board, isn't he? And we can flip this over. And 1, 2 for the Countess. 1, 2, 3 for me. I got my Swordmaster a little early. Just going to knock everything over. So we're going to start the next round. I pass the first player token here. Reveal the next conflict card. And this is upside down, so that tells me that the rivals gain their 3rd agents as well. So 1 for the Countess, 1 for the Viscount. And this round we are playing for the Mentat. I think I'm going to back off on combat this round, unless I've got a real good reason to do it, and I'm going to just try and build up troops in my garrison for future conflicts where there's going to be victory points on the line. So let's deal my 5 cards to start the round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got Beguiling Pheromones, Signet Ring, Bene Tlayak's Researcher, Experimentation, and Reconnaissance. Now here's something interesting I hadn't run into yet, because 2 of these cards are grafted. I've got to set a card aside. So on my second round, like, how does this work? And the Immortality rulebook says when you graft a card, this is specifically for this leader, when you graft a card to the one you set aside using this leader, you receive 1 spice or 1 Solari depending on the icons of the card you set aside, even if you send your agent to a board space allowed by the other grafted card. So that is very flexible. That's cool. So what do I want to try and do then? Like I'll almost certainly graft. I'll use both of these. So I'll probably play all 5 of these cards. Unfortunately, this one, I don't have any faction spaces to pair with this, so that stinks. And what does this one get me? Okay. I think that means I want to set aside this card because it only has 1 icon on it. But I can graft it with another. Oh, well, I don't know if that really matters. I'm going to set aside this one. Gives me a couple options for where I can go next time. It'll give me a Solari rather than a spice, and I think that's what I'm going to want. So, okay, I've made my choice. Let's hope they don't harvest spice on their first 2 cards here. So the Countess is first. She would like to do interstellar shipping. She doesn't have the influence, so she is going to go to fold space instead. So there's fold space. Moves up 1 space on that track. That's it. All right, Viscount, go ahead. Go back to that tech board. First, he's going to flip this and add a troop to his garrison. And now don't harvest. All right, conspire. That was lucky for me. So he's going to go up 1 space here, add 2 more troops to his garrison. He's got a lot of troops in the garrison. So I think I'm going to play these 2 cards grafted together. And I am going to send my agent to Haga Basin and spend 1 water and gain 2 plus 3. That's 5 spice. So I've got 11 spice now. That's pretty great. And it's a combat space. I don't have anyone in the garrison to send into the combat. Now I can advance on the research track twice. And I will do just that. I'll advance once here to add a specimen. So I'll probably use that to buy this card. And then I'll advance again here to go here and get an intrigue card. And what does this say? Harvest. Oh, the other harvest cells. Cool. Yeah, I like that. I'm sure I'll get the chance to use it. So now these cards are spent. They go over here. And I am loaded up on spice. So I will be going to Highliner at a critical moment, I'm sure. Now we go back to the Countess. Hardy Warriors. So she's a fighter this game. She's going up 1 space here, like so, and then gaining 2 troops and deploying them to the combat along with this one. I guess when I played as the Countess, I did a lot of combat too. I don't think that's like inherent to her character, and certainly not to the random draw of the House of Gaul cards, but it is interesting. All right, the Viscount is next. Going to Arakeen. So, lucky for him, he controls Arakeen. So he's going to get a Solari for going there. So there's a Solari. And he's going to gain 1 troop and push 1, 2, 3 into combat. So they're going to fight for this Mentat. And then he's got a Signet Ring ability. He does have 1 spice. So his spice is spent and he's going up 1 space on the shipping track. Now it is back to me. And so I gain this card back. I will play it, though I don't think there's any purpose for me to graft it. But it has 2 icons on it, so I'm going to gain 1 Solari. And I haven't decided yet if on my next turn when I play Signet Ring, if I want to use that Solari to gain a fold space card, or if I would rather hold on to this and maybe try and get a Dreadnought soon. Oh, but I do have to graft this to something. I don't have a choice. It must be grafted. So I'm going to play it with Reconnaissance. So I must go to a city space or to a desert space. And I wish I had 1 more influence with the Fremen because I'd like to go to Siege Tabor. I can't go there. I guess I could hit the shipping track again, or I could go here, gain 3 more spice. I don't really want to give 1 to the Viscount though. And again, it's kind of a waste of a combat space. I would rather go somewhere like Carthag where I can at least get a troop into my garrison. So yeah, I think I will go to Carthag. I'll go here. And so I can gain 1 troop to my garrison. I'm not going to deploy, even though it's a combat space. And then I gain an intrigue card. And okay, this one is either combat or endgame. So if I play it during combat, retreat 2 of your troops and gain 3 Solari. Or the endgame condition is if you have 10 or more Solari, gain a victory point. Well, it's kind of too bad I don't have 1 more troop. If that's the case, I could push 2 of them into combat, just play this later, get them back and get my 3 Solari for my Dreadnought. I don't think I'll have 10 or more Solari at the end of the game, but I guess we'll find out. So I'm done with this turn. I didn't meet the graph condition on that, so now the Countess gets her 3rd turn for the round, and she'd like to go to Arakeen, but it's occupied, so she's going to harvest spice, and she's going to go to the space with the most bonus spice, which is actually here. It's less spice than she would get by going here, but that's what the card says. So she's going to gain 1, 2, 3 spice, and the Viscount, because his Dreadnought is there, is going to gain 1. So here's her 3 and his 1. Now she's not going to trade in those 8 spice or 7 of those spice for a victory point because we are not on a level 3 conflict yet. That's when they start doing that. When you're playing with Rise of Ix, they hoard spice to buy techs. So that's all she does on this turn. She's got no more troops to put into combat. The Viscount is next. He'd like to go to Carthag, but it's occupied. Oh man, he's going to get his 2nd Dreadnought. This guy's killing me. He's doing all the Ix stuff. So here's his 2nd Dreadnought, and he would like to gain a tech, but he doesn't have the spice for it. So now it's my turn, and I've only got 1 card left. I've got Signet Ring, so I suppose I'm using that. And I could use this to go to Tech Negotiation, get 1, send a negotiator there, I suppose. I could buy a tech. I've got more than enough spice. I could get the one on top, Minimic Film, so on my reveal turn, I gain 1 persuasion, plus I have another persuasion just from being at tech negotiation. So 2 persuasion, which I would probably just, the only thing I could get is this card. I don't really want that one. Oh, I guess it's a Fremen card that's easily available though. But anyway, if I got this one, if I have 2 influence with the Spacing Guild, which I have none right now, then I can draw a card, or it's got the combat symbol. So I could go to like any other Landsrad or Ix space and treat it as a combat space, or even the smuggling spaces or the interstellar shipping and treat that as combat. That's really cool. So that's not bad. The only other thing I really would want to do with this that's available right now that I can afford is just to go to smuggling, get 1 more Solari, and push myself up 1 space on the shipping track. But I think I like the idea of going to interstellar shipping and treating it as a combat space. That's kind of wild. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go here to tech negotiation. I can buy a tech for 1 spice discount. So I'm going to get this one. So that cost me 1 spice. So that reveals invasion ships. Ooh, man, with quite the bonus on acquisition. 4 troops to your garrison. And then you can flip it to discard a card, and enemy agents don't block your agent this turn. Wow. So that one costs 5 spice. It can be acquired by the rivals, so the Countess would surely want to get that one if she could. But I certainly wouldn't mind grabbing it for the immediate bonus of just those troops in my garrison. But that's it. I could use my Signet Ring ability again to get fold space, and maybe I want it because I think I'm going to want to get to level 2 with the Spacing Guild now. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to spend 1 Solari and gain a fold space card. Let's do that. All right, that was it for my Signet Ring. They don't have any turns left. It's my reveal turn. I have no cards, but I do have 1 persuasion here, 1 persuasion right there. So I'm going to take this card, and I can spend these 2 specimens to gain this card, which I'm past this tier, so this goes to the top of my pile. So Graft, it can only go to the green Pentagon spaces, so Ix or the Landsrad Council. But for each agent icon on the other grafted card, gain 1 Solari. So if I could pair that with Fold Space, I'll get 7 Solari. That'd be great. And then you may also spend 5 Solari to move up 1 space on the Talaxu track. So this goes here. That's pretty neat. Let's replace it. And, oh, that's the promo card. That's a promo card. And I need to replace this as well. And I technically do have 1 persuasion left, but there's nothing to buy. So now let's cycle these cards. Let's churn them. That one goes away, and this one goes away. And our replacements are, ooh, I like that card. I like grafting. I really like grafting. It's one of my favorite expansion elements, but all the expansion stuff's pretty good, I guess. Okay, so that's it for my reveal turn. So let's look at combat. They're both tied at 6 combat strength. I'm not in the combat. The Countess is first player. She draws first. She gets another 2. 1, 2. The Viscount gets 1. So the Countess wins. She grabs the Mentat. So she's going to get an extra turn next round. And an Intrigue card. She's already got 2, so she's going to turn in 3 for a victory point. Probably could have saw that coming. That's not good. And 2 Solari. She's got 5, so she's going to turn in 7 Solari for another victory point. Oof. I guess I really needed to stop that. And then the Viscount gains 2 Solari, so he's up to 4 and an intrigue card for himself. I was not in the combat, so I don't get anything. These go here. They lose their troops. Oh boy. And now the Viscount gets his other Dreadnought back. That's dangerous. Let's add the bonus spice here for the Maker's Step. Now we can recall our agents. So 1, 2, and 3 for me. 1, 2, and a third one here for the Viscount. And 1, 2, 3 for the Countess. Boy, and we're going to pass the first player token, reveal the next conflict card. This is the last level 2 conflict. Double advance on the shipping track. And now I need to draw 5 cards to start. So I get 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to shuffle up this discard pile, create a new deck for my 5th card. Hope it's a good one. Hope it pairs well with the things I have. Okay, 5. What's it going to be? I've got Dagger, Convincing Argument twice, Slig Farmer, which is the new one, and Diplomacy. Well, at least I got Diplomacy. But I'm not even going to have enough icons to take 3 agent turns unless I do something that lets me draw some cards. So that's something of a problem. Well, I'm going to select Dagger to be the one that I set aside. Oh boy, okay. And now the Viscount starts. And he's going to harvest spice. So he's going here. He's going to grab 3, 4, 5 spice. And I'm out of the large tokens. There's only 3 of those. So he's going to have a bunch of little ones here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 1. Yep. And this was, I didn't flip this over. This was his first turn this round. So he's going to flip this back over, get another troop in his garrison. He is loaded up. That is terrifying. So now it's my turn. And I'm going to play Slig Farmer grafted with Diplomacy. So first for each, well, I guess first I got to send an agent somewhere. I'm going to go somewhere on this Diplomacy card. And so you know what? Now is the time. I'm going to Highliner. It's going to cost me 6 spice. I've got 10 here. So now I've got 4 left. So I can put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 troops in my garrison. I also gain 2 water. So I get a couple water here. And it's a combat space, so I could deploy troops into the conflict, but I don't know if this is the conflict that I really want to push for. I know I don't have any swords here. Let's do this. Let's push 2 troops into the combat, and then that gives me the option to use this card if I want to later. So I now go up 1 space with the Spacing Guild. That's good. And for each agent icon on this card, I gain 1 Solari. So there's 4 there. So I gain 4 Solari. That'll pay for a Dreadnought. But I also might just use this to go to Tech Negotiator and get invasion ships. So I haven't decided yet. But that was my turn. I think that was good. So let's let the Countess go next. She's going to fold space. We'll use the Mentat for that. So she's going to go up 1 influence here. That's a victory point. She's really running away with it. I have no victory points yet. Is that real? Man, I got to get in this game. The Viscount is next, going to Carthag. So he's sending an agent here, and he gets to recruit 1 troop. And he's going to push that into combat along with 2 dreadnoughts. Man, oh man. And he advances 1 space here, which sadly nets him a victory point and 2 spice. How much spice he got now? 2, 4. Let me grab that 5. There is another one. There's another 5er available for him now, so I might as well let him have it. There you go. Man. So now it's back to me. I regain this card. I will play it. It has 1 icon on it, so that will get me a spice. So I'll take the spice. And you know what? I am going to do both of the things I said. I'm going to the Dreadnought space. It costs me 3 Solari, but I gain a Dreadnought. And I can get a tech at full price. So I will pay 5 spice and gain invasion ships. And now I can immediately gain 4 more troops to my garrison. So I'm all loaded up with with my garrison. That's good. And I can flip this, and then enemy agents don't block my agent on this turn. All right, that was this turn. Now it's the Countess. She's got like 1,000 more turns. I have one agent left that I can't use. Oof. Let's see. So I'm going to have 2 convincing arguments. So that's going to be 4 persuasion plus 1 persuasion. So I can get a 5 persuasion card. Ooh, I'm going to grab power play. That's what I'm going to do. So that I can double move up on one of these influence tracks. I really need that. The Countess has so many turns this round. I'm so far behind. She's got 6 victory points. I'm still at 0. This is trouble. This is big trouble. Okay, those are shuffled. Where's she going to go? She would like to go to interstellar shipping, but she does have the influence for it now too. So that's where she's headed. She's going here. Get 1 more influence, and she's advancing twice. Okay, next up is the Viscount. He's going to still suits. So he gets 1 influence with the Fremen. That is a combat space. So he's pushing 2 more troops into the combat. Now it's to me. I still have an agent, but I am taking a reveal turn because that's all I got left are these convincing argument cards. So I've got 2, 4, 5 persuasion. I'm taking power play. That's going to the bottom of my deck. And now this comes back out. And that's it. And I've got nothing in the, I've got no specimens to take anything from that top row. I don't know why I'm shuffling these. They go there. So that's my reveal turn. Now let's cycle these Imperium row cards. 6 does nothing. 4 is this card. All right. Well, the Countess is going to keep going for a while. It's her turn again. Dreadnoughts is taken. Harvest Spice. There's no bonus spice. Irakeen. So she's helping out the Viscount by going there, giving him another Solari. So that gets him up to 5 Solari. So let's replace these with this. And now she can, let's see, gain a troop and deploy. And she gets her Signet Ring ability, 1 water. So there she goes. And then she gets the next turn. So let's flip this over. Research Station. She hasn't done that yet. So she's going up twice on that track. That gets her an intrigue card. And it's a combat space, but she's got no troops to deploy. So let's see how this looks. She's at 2 strength. I'm at 4. And the Viscount's at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, nobody's catching him. And the Viscount reveals first as the first player. He gets 2 swords. Now, most importantly, the Countess is next. 2 swords, 1, 2. So we would be tied. So now I can decide whether I want to retreat 2 troops for 3 Solari, or do I want to leave them in there. So the Viscount wins. He's going to get this. We can either, the Countess and I, tie for this, or I can just let her have this. And I feel like I've got a lot of stuff in my garrison. I probably don't want to just let her have that. But if I use this, I'll get 3 Solari and I can get my other Dreadnought. And that would be pretty great. So you know what? I'm going to stay in. So let's take care of the Viscount first. He gets to, I guess, gain another troop. That's interesting. And go twice to the shipping track. So he's going to go 1 and then bring it back to the bottom. So that gets him 2 more troops. And he gets to advance with his lowest here. It doesn't have to be the lowest, but that's what the rival does. So go up 1 on the Spacing Guild, lowest faction. And then the rivals always choose the Solari. So myself and the Countess each get a Solari. He's going to get 5, which brings him to 10. He's going to trade in 7 of the 10 for a victory point. So there he goes. And the Countess and I split this one. So each of us either gets an intrigue card or a water. I get to choose for her, and I'm going to choose an intrigue card for her because her Signet Ring ability is to get water. So in either case, 3 are traded in for a victory point. So I'm just trying to slow her down. And I'm going to take an intrigue card for myself as well. So this is a plot 1, rapid mobilization. Deploy any number of your garrison troops to the conflict. Wow, that's strong. That's really helpful. Okay, that's going to be great. So now we reset these markers and we need to lose our troops. I only lost 2. Maybe I should have put 1 more in to get this, but that's okay. These 3 are lost. One of these will go here, and the other one will go to Arakeen, or Imperial Basin, rather. That's Imperial Basin. Now it's the Maker Step. Bonus spice on each of those. And now what are we going to do? Now we're going to recall. And then things are going to get bad for me real quick. 1, 2, 3. 1. Where are my others? 2. Oh, I've only got 2 out there. And 1, 2, 3 for the Countess. And then we can put the Mentat back on the Mentat space. All right. Pass the first player token to me. And now we flip over the first level 3 conflict card, which means they're immediately going to get victory points for their spice. They're not hoarding spice anymore. Oh, and we can reveal this tech again. So 5, 6, 7, and 5, 6, 7. They each get a victory point right away. So we're at 7, 5, and still 0. I hope to someday have a point. I think that would be good. So this time we're playing for a double advance on a track, on one of these influence tracks. That would be really, really helpful for me. So let's deal out my 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 2 left in the stack there. So I've got these 5. None of them are grafting cards. I think I'll probably start by playing Fold Space to go to Fold Space. That'll advance me there, so I'm at the second tier, so then I can do Interstellar Shipping, which would be good. I don't have enough Solari to get my other Dreadnought. I've only got 2 Solari. I need a third. Oh, but I can get a Solari here if I set aside something with multiple icons. Ooh, but I don't want to do that with this hand, because then I can't get a Dreadnought. Well, I guess I could set aside this. Oh, how do I want to do this? So I think I want to do the Fold Space thing right away, so I get a victory point, and then I unlock Interstellar Shipping. I could use this to go to Interstellar Shipping, move up a couple times. And then and then if I do that, then I get my third Solari, which I can use with Dagger. But that would mean that I don't get to use Control the Spice or Experimentation. But I could trash a card with that. I can get rid of a Convincing Argument. That would be good. Or a Reconnaissance even. One of those for sure. So, all right. That's probably what we'll do. So I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to start by playing, Fold Space. So I can go wherever the heck I want. Oh, and I forgot about this effect. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I'm going to go here. So I'm going to advance at the Fold Space, get my first victory point, gain a Fold Space card. Then this lets me draw a card. I forgot about that. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Oh, and I just got 2 influence there, so that's pretty cool. And now this gets trashed. It just goes back to this pile here. So that was my turn, but I think that was pretty decent, actually. So now the Countess gets to go. She's going to Wealth. So she's advancing on the Emperor track there. And now the Viscount is up. Selective Breeding. So they're hitting the tracks. That's a victory. Nope, that's wrong one. That's a victory point for the Viscount, putting me further behind. Now we're back to me. Gain this card, and if I use it to send an agent, then I gain 1 Solari because it has more than 1 agent icon on it. And I do have... What do I have? I don't know. Oh, I've got 2 or more influence with the Spacing Guild now, so I will use this to go to Interstellar Shipping. So I gain my Solari. That goes here. I'm going to advance twice on that track. And now I can trash a card, and I think I will. I will probably get rid of Convincing Argument. I don't know what I need with that anymore. That really bit me when I couldn't go anywhere. It's either Convincing Argument or a Reconnaissance. I think Reconnaissance is slightly more valuable to me at this point, so let's get that out of the deck. Dagger is more useful to me than normal with this tech. So this card is spent. Now we go to the Countess. She would like to go to interstellar shipping, but it is blocked. So she's going to go to Highliner. Powerful. Oh, man. And that's going to get her a victory point. She's got the Space and Guild Alliance. That's not good. And she gets 3 troops. And that is a combat space. They're all going in. Okay. So now the Viscount goes. He's going to Carthag. So that is here. Recruits 1 troop. And this is a combat space. That troop goes in along with his dreadnought and another troop. And he advances 1 time on the Tlilaxu track. And he's going to cycle this left Tlilaxu row card. And we've got unnatural reflexes. Okay. So for my 3rd turn, I'm going to play high priority travel. And I'm going to the dreadnought space. So I'm going here. That costs me 1, 2, 3 Solari. So I gain my 2nd dreadnought. And I've got 2 influence now with the Space and Guild. So I'm going to use this combat icon. This is the dreadnought I just gained. And I can deploy up to 2 more things into combat, 2 more units. So I'm going to do the other dreadnought and this troop here. So now this has been spent. I could also gain a tech, but I don't have any spice. So I'd really like to win this conflict. I do have some swords that could help. The Countess still has a turn. She's going to not Carthag, that's occupied. Harvest spice. There is some bonus spice out there. So she's going here. She's gaining 1, 2, 3 spice. She has 1 here. So that's going to be 4 spice total in her stockpile. And it's a combat space, but she's got no more troops. Now it's the Viscount. Secrets. It's pushing Bene Gesserit. Not good for me. And now it is my reveal turn. So let's do this first. So she's got 6. The Viscount's got 2, 4, 6, 7. And I've got, this is 6, 7, 8. Very close. I've got 1 sword with this tech. That's going to be worth 2. I don't know if that's going to do it. And I also can gain a specimen and a spice. And I have 1, 2, 3 persuasion I could spend. So I really like this card. That's a good graft card, but I wouldn't mind getting maybe another high priority travel because that extra combat icon is really useful. So I'll spend 1 of my 3 persuasion on this. Let's draw another card. I've got another 2 to spend. I can't afford anything, so that's going to be it. Okay. That's done. Now we've got to cycle this Imperium row. We've got a 5 and a 4. So that's these 2 are cycled out. Tlilaxu Surgeon and Stilgar. Okay. And nobody else has any turns. So who's first player? I am. Okay, so the Countess is going to draw her combat card first. Nothing. And the Viscount, 1. Man, I got lucky there. So I win the combat. I get to pick a single track and go up twice. And I'm considering chasing the Countess to try and take that token away from her. I could go up twice there and then try and advance it once more. But I also could leap ahead and try and beat the Viscount to the Bene Gesserit one. I could take the lead on this one, or I can even just go here, gain the victory point, and I probably won't go there again, but at least I have the victory point. So interesting reasons to go to any of these places. You know, going here would unlock this Siege Tabber space for me as well. And I don't know. I think I'm going to go here. 1, 2. I'm going to try and take that from her. I can't let her keep that point. So I get 1, 2, 3 Solari for getting there. And now this has got to go somewhere. Oh, I'll put her on Arakeen. Take that. This goes back to my garrison. This guy's lost. This comes back here now. Oops. He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then gained 1. Yep. So that goes back, but these are lost. These are lost. All right. This, that still makes me nervous, but this is still okay. Let's reset these. Let's now do the maker step. So bonus spice here and here. Like so. What else? I need to recall. So 1, 2, 3 for the Countess. And 1, 2, 3 for the Viscount. And 1, 2, 3. Nope. 3 for myself. Let's reveal the next conflict card. Ooh, 2 victory points. Battle for Arakeen. Oh, look at that. And I control Arakeen, even though He's got the flag. I've got the dreadnought. So that acts like a flag over the flag. So I get to deploy one troop to the combat. And I've got to make sure to win this one. Well, let me back up a second. I didn't pass out the second place stuff or even finish this. I get one intrigue card. Getting ahead of myself. This is a plot card, Poison Snooper. Look at the top card of your deck. Draw or trash it. Nice. All right, so I've got some good stuff here. And the Viscount was very much in second, right? She was at 1-6, and then she got 2 more. She was at, she didn't get any more. She was at 6, yeah. And he was at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, he was in second. Viscount was in second. He gets an intrigue card, which is his third. So that's a victory point for him. And he gets 3 spice. All right. Now this can go back here. Did I already flip that back over? Or did I just never give him that bonus? I don't think I ever gave him that bonus. Let's put one more of these in here last round. That had no effect on anything, but I just want to make sure I do it. So we've recalled everything. We've revealed the next card. We got to pass the first player token. So I'm going to be third. Let's draw my 5 cards. I've got 1 here. Bounty Hunter. Oh, that allows me to go to a city space even if it's occupied. And if used to send an agent to a board space with an enemy agent, gain 2 Solari. So that's something. I don't know why I grabbed that one. It's not that great. I guess just to have the option to go to those city spaces, because they're often combat spaces that give you a troop as well. So they can be useful for sure. So I can't be blocked. Man, it's great that I've got Arakeen, though. That was good timing. And I can take his flag off it if I win. And I would like to win. I very much need to win this. I need the victory points. I got to start being in this game. So 1, 2, 3, 4 more cards. I saw a couple graphs and then convincing argument again, which is too bad. But let's see. Oh, and I still can't use this one to send an agent to a faction space. I got no faction spaces, which is not good because I need to fight for this faction space. I really need to get these up too. So I'll probably end up using this plot card to take the next card. And then what does Slig Farmer do? Oh, for each icon on the grafted card, gain a Solari. Well, I'm going to put this card aside. I don't know if I'm actually going to use it, but that's what I'm going to do. I think that gives me some decent options. So now it's the Countess's turn. She goes first. She's going to fold space. Man, you would. So that really, really hurts me on that victory point. That's going to be tough to take now. That is, oh man, that's bad. Okay. Viscount going to Arakeen. Joke's on you. I get a Solari for that. Thank you. So I've got 4 Solari now. He gets to gain a troop and deploy. It's a combat space, so he's putting in 2 dreadnoughts. He's going in hard. He's got his Signet Ring ability, so he's going to spend one spice and advance 1 space on the shipping track. Now it is me, and I'm going to use this intrigue card. Look at the top card of your deck. Draw or trash it. So we have fold space, baby. I'm going to draw that. These are going to get paired together for sure. Oh, and the Viscount already had a turn. I need to do this. I always forget that. Okay, if I had 1 more spice, I would go to interstellar shipping with high priority travel. I would advance, and I would take 2 spice. I would advance and then recall. I would gain 2 spice, and then try and get a tech for a 2 spice discount. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would take that shuttle fleet. I'm 1 spice short, so I would like to get some spice first, and then do interstellar shipping. But I've only got, if I use this to get spice, I very much would like to graph these 2 together to double advance on one of these tracks. And that means I wouldn't have a Desert 1 remaining to then go to the interstellar shipping spot. But this one will allow me to draw a card, but but who knows if it's going to have a desert space on it. I really need it to. So I would like to go to interstellar shipping and use the combat icon really to put some troops in or some units in. I would put the dreadnought in for sure. And then I could graft this to double up on one of these tracks. I guess I could use high priority travel to go here, gain 3 spice, or I could even go here and gain 4 spice. Boy, that's a better deal though for the water. I can go here, gain 3 spice, and then pair these up to go here, double advance, trash a card, draw 2 cards, and then maybe that will allow me to go to interstellar shipping, and that would be good. Although I could, another option, I could graft Slig Farmer to fold space, and that would give me 7 Solari, which would put me at 11, which would make this worth a victory point at the end of the game. But I think I'm so far behind, I need to worry about gaining victory points during the game, not the end of the game. I can always get another fold space card later. Oh, man. All right. I guess I will use high priority travel to go to Imperial Basin, which is already a combat space. I gain 1, 2, plus a 3rd spice. So there's my spice. I don't need to use this combat ability because it's already a combat space. I'm going to deploy my dreadnought and another troop into combat. And so I'll use this ability to draw a card. And oh yeah, it's got the desert symbol. Okay, we're in business. Now this has been spent. Oh man, that was lucky. So now the Countess goes, and she is going to tech negotiation. And so she gets a 1 spice discount. She's got 1, 2, 3, 4. The 1 makes it 5. She still can't afford this, thank goodness. So she's going to get detonation devices. I don't know if she can really use it. Man, I don't have any room to display this on. Let me try and do that like that. Yeah, I guess that's fine. She'll use it the same way anyone else would. When she wins a combat using a dreadnought, she may return a dreadnought to her supply to gain a victory point instead of taking control of a board space. So the rulebook just says whenever she has the opportunity to do that, she will do it. She has no dreadnoughts yet, so hopefully she never triggers it. So now it's the Viscount's turn. He's going to the dreadnought space. If the rival already has 2 dreadnoughts, reveal another card. Conspire. Okay. That's going to get him a victory point. 2 more troops. Those are his last 2 troops. His garrison is full. There's his victory point. Tied at 8 with the Countess. I am at 1. So just like neck and neck and neck. We're all pretty close here, right? But now I gain this card, and I will use it to send an agent this turn, pairing it with fold space. And so it has multiple icons, so I gain 1 Solari, so that's going to be my 5th. So here's my 5 Solari token. And man, I would love to go to fold space right now and overtake the Countess, but that's, obviously occupied. Oh, I guess I could use invasion ships though, and that would be pretty cool. Let's do that. I'm going to flip this over. I've got to discard a card, and then agents don't block your agent this turn. So let's discard Convincing Argument. Let's discard that. There's my discard pile. So I'm sending an agent here. I gain another fold space card. And now I double advance here. So that's what this graph card says. If you send an agent to a faction board space this turn, trash 1 of the grafted cards and then gain an additional influence with that faction. So I went up twice. I gain this. This goes down. I go up. Take that. And now I've got to trash one of these 2. So I'm just going to trash fold space because I would have, if I activated this part of the card, I would have drawn a card and trashed it anyway. Rather than activate that, I'm just going to trash it. So that's pretty cool. And now this has been played. That was really fun. Now let's just hope that interstellar shipping doesn't get taken. So the Countess is going to Hardy Warriors. She wants to be in this combat. She's going to gain 2 troops and deploy them and move up once with the Fremen. And the Viscount is next. Selective Breeding. So that's going to get him a point. I got to worry about him too now. He's in the lead. So he's got a victory point. He's at 9. And that's it for that turn. Okay. So now I'm going to play Slig Farmer. I might as well do this graft. With this card here, and I'm going to use the desert icon to go to interstellar shipping. I've obviously got enough influence with the Spacing Guild for that. So now let's start resolving things. Slig Farmer, 1 Solari for each agent icon on the other grafted card. So 2 Solari. So I'm up to 7 now. And I could spend 5 to advance on the Tleilaxu track at the top there. I'm not going to do that. I could trash a card, and I will do that. Probably Bounty Hunter there. Oh, I've got Convincing Argument though. Let's trash that. That's less useful to me than even this. This sort of ability that I got it for, I don't really need it now that I've got this tech card or this technology, but I need this less. I need cards with icons on them for sure. So that's my second Convincing Argument card is gone. So I've resolved both of these abilities. Now let's do the shipping. I'm going to advance and then bring it all the way back down, gaining all the bonuses in any order. So I'm going to start at the bottom, 2 spice. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spice. And then I'm going to gain 2 troops to my garrison and advance any one faction track. So I'm going to do this one here with the Fremen. That goes up. Wait, is that the way I want to do it? Maybe not. No, let's do this one. Let's do the Bene Gesserit. I need to take this token now. So I'm going up there, get a victory point. And then finally at the top, I can gain attack for a 2 spice discount. And I'm going to take this one. So it costs 6. 2 spice discount would be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 spice. That all goes away. And now I have Shuttle Fleet. So at the start of each round, gain 2 Solari, but the immediate benefit is go up on 2 separate factions. So I'm going to do the Fremen. That's a victory point. And I'm going to do the Bene Gesserit so I can start to try and compete there. So that one's passive. Let me just slide it over here. That was a turn. That was cool. So these go away, but before my turn is over, I think I'm going to play this plot card, Rapid Mobilization. Deploy any number of your garrison troops to the conflict. So let's see what this looks like right now. 4. Nobody else has any turns either. Okay, 4. He's at 3, 6, 7, 8, and I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So how far ahead do I think I need to be? And we're towards the end of this deck. I think all the big ones are out of here. Yeah, 5, 4, I'm pretty sure Highliner's gone too, yeah. So I need to be a little bit ahead. You could go up 4 or 5. I don't know how many of each of these cards are in there, but I don't think there's another Highliner. So let's see, I'm going to deploy 1, 2. This will give me another 1, 2 as well on my reveal turn. So I might be okay right there at 13. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think he's going to get 5. I'm going to stop right there. So this is spent. I hope that's okay. I hope I wasn't too reserved, but I know I'm going to need to defend myself some more later. But that's it. So Countess has no more turns. Viscount has no more turns. Comes back to me for my reveal turn. I've only got this one card, which gets me 1 persuasion plus 1. I have 2 persuasion. Not going to buy anything there. I don't need that card. But I've got 1 sword. So with this tech, that is worth 1, 2. Okay. Now we need to start drawing. So the Countess draws first. She gets 2 swords. She's not in the combat anymore. The Viscount gets 2 swords, 1, 2, and that is it. I'm taken first. Fantastic. So that is 2 victory points, 1, 2, and I can add my flag to Arakeen. So let's set that aside for a second. You lose your flag. Take that. I add my flag. Put the Dreadnought back for a second. I need to put this Dreadnought somewhere, and I will put that at Arakeen. No, not for this round. I'm going to put it at Carthag, actually, because there's not going to be any bonus spice there, so they're not going to go to Imperial Basin. They may go to Carthag, and that could get me some more Solari, and I'm trying to get 10 for this win condition now. So now this one gets recalled back to here. Okay, we'll clean up the rest of combat in a minute. And now second place is the Viscount, so he gets either an intrigue, he chooses 2, an intrigue card, 2 spice, or 3 Solari. So I am going with the intrigue card, and I think I'm going to give him the spice rather than the Solari. So that gets him up to 5 spice. I don't want him to gain a bunch of techs, but it's possible he'll spend some of the spice on techs. The Solari has nothing else to go to, so that's just going to turn into victory points. So I would like to slow him down on the victory points. So now I can reset these. I lose 4 troops from the combat, so I might as well spend this. When you lose at least 3 troops from the combat, then you can add 2 specimens to the tank, and you may also acquire a Tleilaxu card paying its normal cost. And I think I will use it on reclaimed forces. which the FAQ that I found online said was okay. So I'm going to take these 3 back, and I'm going to take this option to deploy 2 troops to my garrison. Let's keep that stocked. So I'm okay with that. So now this goes away. I've only got the 1 intrigue card left. Now these troops are lost. This troop is lost. These go back to the garrison. The Viscount is still super strong combat-wise, but I've started to catch up here. I've started putting some things into action. Let's flip this over, and that reminds me to flip this one over. Let's add some bonus spice in the maker step here. Now we can recall our agents. 1, 2, 3 for the Countess. 1, 2, 3 for the Viscount. And where am I? Here, and here, and here. All right. Now, let's rearrange all my pieces. And let's pass the first player token to the Viscount. He's going to go first this round. And we need to see the next conflict card. 2 victory points, battle for Imperial Basin, which nobody has. So nobody gets the bonus troop, but 2 victory points. I got to win that too. These fights are big now. So, all right, let's draw my 5 cards so I can make my choice on which one to set aside. Power play, yes. Reconnaissance, diplomacy, Bene Tlayak's researcher, and experimentation. Well, that's a pretty easy one for me because I kind of want the Solari now, so I'm going to set aside fold space. That'll give me a Solari and let me go wherever the heck I want. Okay, the Viscount starts, beginning of the turn, flip that over, and gain is 1 troop. Gosh, look at that garrison. That is outrageous. And what is he going to do first? He is going to go to Still Suits. So he goes here. That's a victory point. Not enough to... it's not the time to trigger the end game, but that's not enough to trigger the end game again because we're playing epic mode. You got to get up to 12, but still, that's something. It is a combat space, so he's pushing these 2 in. That's big. Now it's my turn, and I think I'll play power play, probably grafting it to this Bene Tlayak's researcher just to get the research, since I might as well. Oh, though, you know what? Backing up a little bit, but on the last round when I did my reveal turn, I did not cycle these cards. Let me cycle them. We got a 1. Okay, kind of was looking at that. And 5. I might use my family atomics during this reveal turn this round, but I do want to make sure that we're cycling those appropriately. All right, so if I do power play, where do I want to double up? If I go to Hardy Warriors, it lets me get into this combat, get this victory point, get a water. It'll cost me water, but I'll get a water back, but getting that alliance would be good. I could also use power play here, get an intrigue card, and then take that victory point from the Viscount. That would also be very good. I don't think it makes a lot of sense to go to wealth and get that victory point. The 2 Solari I'll probably get anyway. I need 3 more Solari for that victory point. I think the Bene Gesserit is probably the best thing I can do. So let's go ahead and play that graft. Do power play, and send my agent to here, to secrets. Although I might take that back because I can go to secrets later using this. I might do that. I might do that later. I might start with this to get this spice. Use this to go somewhere else, maybe Highliner. Although Hardy Warriors would be really good too, but Highliner would be better. And then use this at the end to go to secrets. And that way, even if I'm blocked, I can still do it. So, okay, that's my plan. I'm going to start with experimentation. Do I want to just graft it to this then? I might as well graft these together. That is going to lead to another interesting choice though. So I will send my agent here, the Great Flat. That costs 2 water. Let's spend it. Now I gain 3, 4, 5 spice. Happy to get that. So I'm up to 7 spice now. And it's a combat space. So let's push in a Dreadnought and a troop. And then I can do the research track twice. So I'll start here. I can trash a card and gain a specimen. Oh, and these should be in my discard pile now. So put those. What am I going to trash? Put those there. Let's gain the specimen. Let's start with that. And if I'm going to trash something, it's either going to be Bounty Hunter or Reconnaissance. Bounty Hunter is a little bit stronger, both because it has a sword and because it doubles up this space. So I guess Reconnaissance I'm going to trash. The only thing I like about Reconnaissance is it's currently in my hand, but I don't think it's helping. So that was the first research track. Now the second one, I could go down here, spend 7 Solari, and then move up twice on this Tleilaxu track, which would get me a victory point immediately, and then that like keeps me in the game, whereas this is just at the end of the game. Otherwise, I can just go to this space, advance one time on the Tleilaxu track, and hope that I'm able to advance again some other way. I guess I do have another experimentation card. But that won't help me advance again. I don't know what's better, a victory point right now or a tiebreaker victory point later. I think the victory point now. I'm going to make my second advancement here. I'm going to spend, surprising myself, this 7 Solari and advancing twice here, gaining a victory point. It's a race to the end. I could still try and get 10, but now I've got the option to spend this intrigue card in combat. So, all right, that was this turn. Surprised myself with the way that went. Oh, and when the round started, I should have gained 2 Solari. Forgot about that. Well, that helps too. Okay, pretty solid first turn. Let's see what the Countess does. She's going to conspire. Ooh, so that's going to be a point with the... what she gains? She gains the alliance with the Emperor, so she's got 1 victory point for that. And adds 2 troops to her garrison. It's not a combat space, though. Now the Viscount, he is going to Arakeen. So that is my space. So I get another Solari for that. So the Solari is just coming right back in. That's good. And then he can't get another troop. He's got no more troops. And unlike this axolotl tank, I don't think he can recall that tech negotiator voluntarily. So I think he just can't add anyone else to the garrison, but he can still deploy 2 more troops. And he's going to spend 1 of his 5 spice to use his signet ring ability, which is to go up on the shipping track. Okay, now it's my turn again. I get the fold space card back. I will play it, and so that'll get me a Solari, and I can go wherever I want. What was my plan again? I think I was going to Highliner. So yeah, let's do that. Let's go to Highliner. That's going to cost 6 spice. So I've got that. Now I gain 2 water, and I can recruit 1, 2, 3, 4, and I can voluntarily recall this one, 5 troops, and deploy them all. And I can deploy up to 2 more. So what's our combat strength here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. But I won't have any swords at the end. And he's still got another turn where he can recruit. So I think I'm just going to push in as much as I can. Well, actually, I don't have to do that yet. I can also draw a card. Let's see what this says. Okay, experimentation, that won't help me. So yeah, I will push in 2 more. And now this gets trashed. And that is it for that turn. The Countess goes. It's the last card in this deck, Carthag. And I have Carthag as well, so that is another Solari for me. So I'm going to trade in these 4 for a 5. That's working out. She can recruit 1 troop and then deploy it and deploy up to 2 more. So she's going for this combat. She advances 1 on this track. And we're going to cycle this card. I think I'm fine with that. So now it's the Viscount's turn. I need to shuffle this up. Not really interested in anything on that Tleilaxu row, any of those cards. If I happen to get 3 specimens, I would just do Reclaimed Forces again and put 2 more troops in my garrison. But I don't see myself getting any more specimens. Not on purpose, anyway. So what else? I'm going to play Power Play. That'll be the end of the turn. I will get 1 specimen from revealing Experimentation. And I'll have 1, 2, 3 Persuasion. I don't know that I'm going to use that. That Tleilaxu Surgeon card is pretty cool. Now, this is not the game for it right now, but I could see getting some use out of that, especially if you got a little earlier. That could be neat. All right, that's shuffled. Viscount's turn. Where's he going? Arakeen is already taken. Conspire is also taken. Hardy Warriors. I don't like him going there. Advances one here. Can't get any more troops, but he can push 2 more into the combat. That's not great. So let me map this out again. This is 6. 2, 4, 6, 8. So that's going to be 14. Where am I at? This is 3. And 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. I'm still a bit ahead. Where's she at? 6. So I could still lose this combat. I have no swords here. I would like to go somewhere with a combat icon, but there's nowhere else here to do that. And I really would like to use power play. Hardy Warriors was really my preference. And I don't have enough spice. I've only got 1 spice. Not enough to go to selective breeding. So I could go to secrets, pass up green, pass up the Viscount, gain an intrigue card, and hope that it's a combat card. I think that's probably my best bet. Otherwise, it'd be experimentation to go here just to put in a couple more troops, get some more spice. But let's do power play. I'm going to do power play. I'm going to go to the Bene Gesserit spot here, gain 2 influence instead of 1. Oh, so I'm going to get another intrigue card, and then trash this card. So now I take this alliance token. I go up a victory point, he comes back a victory point. This is looking much better, and I get 2 intrigue cards. That one's not combat, and neither is that, but it's still my turn, so I could just play this plot card now for 2 Solari. So I'm back up to 7. That was quick. And I could discard 2 cards to draw 2 cards. You know, that's not bad, because maybe I'll get some swords. So I'm going to do that too. I'm going to discard these 2 cards to draw. I think they go into my actual discard pile, not my played. Not in play. To draw 2 cards. No sword there, but there's a spice. Oh, and there's a sword there. Okay, great. So that was worth it. So it pays to be friends with the Bene Gesserit. The Countess is up. She's going not to Carthag. That's occupied. She can go to interstellar shipping. Yep. So she's going to bring this back down. And then go up again. And then we're going to resolve these. So she gets 2 troops. But it's not a combat space. She moves up. This is her lowest, so she's going here. That's a victory point. Shoot. Just when I thought I was coming back. And then she's going to take the Solari. So here's her 5. Everybody else gets 1. So that brings me up to 8. That's pretty close to an endgame victory point again. And that is her turn. So it comes back to me. It's my reveal turn now. Let me make sure this didn't change. She's still at 6. This is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19. Okay, these are all correct. So I get 1, 2. Love flipping that over. That's always satisfying. I get 1, 2 persuasion. I'm not going to use that. And I also get a spice. I'll take the spice. That is appreciated. That was my reveal turn. Let's cycle these cards. 6, that's nothing. And 2, so that's this card here. Replace it. And yeah, that's fine. Now, Viscount's got the first player token. Let's see what he gets. Nothing. Okay. And the Countess gets 2. So I'm winning this combat. So that was pretty important. I go up 1. No, that's not me. I go up 1, 2, finally taking the lead. And I get to place a flag on Imperial Basin. Cool. And then I did use this. I guess I've got to cover one of my own flags. Yeah, I think I must cover one of my own flags. It doesn't really matter which one then. This one, then this will be returned here. That's too bad. I would have liked to keep that or bring the dreadnought back rather than cover my own flag. But I think you have to do that. These 2 dreadnoughts go here. And then we're going to lose all these troops. Let me pause that for a second and hand out second place rewards. So that's going to be the Viscount. We've got 5 spice. Man, it's already got 4. So that's 9 spice. So 9 minus 7 is 2. So that's a victory point. So we're tied at 10. And now we'll lose all these troops. 3 and 4 and 1,000, looks like. All right, now let's flip over this tech tile. We need to do the bonus spice here and here. So there's the bonus spice. Now we can reset these. We can recall 1, 2, and 3 for me. 1, 2, where's the third? There it is. 3 for the Viscount. And 1, 2, 3 for the Countess. All right. Let's get set for the next round. I'm going to need 5 cards, right? 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to have to shuffle these. We got to reveal the next conflict card. Oh man, and there's only one below that. So 2 more rounds max. Lot of victory points here though. I think I got to go for this one too. I have the Solari to buy the point. I'd rather buy the point to trigger the end game than have the card, this card here. But whoever's in second's getting a victory point too, and that can be dangerous. What do I need to do? I need to advance on my Fremen track. I need to get ahead here. And I guess I need to advance twice. So maybe I want to go to those 2 spaces if possible. I don't know if I'm going to have enough faction icons, whoopsie, to make that happen. I don't know if I can hit Highliner again. I'd have to go, if I go to Haga Basin, I can go to Highliner again if I've got the cards for it. Oh man, 1, 2. So there's my cards. So I'm going to pass the first player token to me. And before I get started, I need to pause, offload all the footage off my camera before the memory card runs out. Oh, but before I do that, I also, don't forget, Shuttle Fleet. I get 2 more Solari, which brings me up to 10. That's awesome. Okay, now I'm going to do a quick pause, offload the footage, and then I'll come back and we'll have 1 to 2 more rounds of Dune Imperium. Here we go. All right, I'm back, and it is killing me to find out what these cards are. So let's take a look. We've got Dagger, High Priority Travel, Signet Ring, Experimentation, and Diplomacy. Those are pretty good. Unfortunately, I don't see a path here to double advance on the Fremen track to get that alliance. So I've got to assume one of them is going to get the victory point, and let's be conservative and think it'll be the Viscount that'll get him to 11. If I can, and I'm first player, I can go here and grab this spice. That'll get me up to 6 spice using any of these 3 cards. Let's just say Signet Ring for fun. And then, oh no, I'll probably use Experimentation because then I can draw a card since I'm at the end of the research track. Then I can play Diplomacy and I'll have enough spice to go to Highliner, and that will be super helpful. And is there another way I can get? I've got the 6 Solari. Could I also get 4 spice somehow? Maybe if on my 3rd turn I go here and someone else happens to go here and I get that bonus spice. So I'd like to be able to get all 3 of these victory points. So if the Viscount indeed does get this token here and or even goes there, gets 1 more victory point and gets 2nd place, and I happen to get 1st place and a victory point, we're going to be tied. Boy, oh boy, I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I will play Diplomacy 2nd though, so let's set it aside. I'm gonna aim for Highliner, starting with Experimentation. So I'm going to send my agent to Haga Basin, pay my 1 water, gain 1, 2, plus 2 more spice, so 4 more spice. And I've got 2 here, so that's going to bring me up to 6. So here's 6 spice. And it's a combat space, so I can deploy 2 units. And research track, I'm already at the end, so I can draw a card. And, ooh, we get priority travel again. Interesting. Okay, let's hope Highliner remains open. The Countess is first. Erikine. All right, so I'll get a bonus for that. I'll get 1 Solari for controlling Erikine. So there's my 11th Solari, and she gets to recruit a troop. And it's a combat space, so she's putting 3 in, and she's got her Signet Ring ability, so she's going to gain 1 water. So I'm glad a few rounds ago I gave her the Intrigue card and not the water. Okay, now it's the Viscount. Going to harvest spice. That could work for me. So he's going here. He's going to gain 1, 2 spice, and I gain 1. So here's 1 for me and 2 for him. And it's a combat space, so he's going to push in his 2 dreadnoughts. That makes a lot of sense. So now I'm going to gain Diplomacy back on my 2nd turn. I'm going to play it. There's multiple agent icons, so I'm going to gain a Solari. So that gets me up to 12. I'm ideally, again, looking to get to 16, which is a lot, admittedly. But that would allow me to buy this victory point and still have 10 left over to have a backup victory point. But I will go to Highliner. Let's block it. Spend 6 spice. So that's gone. So if we're going to Highliner, here's my 2 water. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 troops. And I will put them all in combat, and I'll push in 2 more. We're going all in on this one. And is there anything else that I can do? Oh, and I forgot this earlier. Again, when he took his turn, he gets another troop there. That didn't make a difference. That's fine. Well, maybe it does make a difference. He went to a combat space and gained a troop that turn. So I think that troop can be in combat. And yeah, I guess that's all I get on this one. Okay, I mean, that was a lot, but I'm still pretty nervous. The Countess, interstellar shipping. Oh boy. So she's going here. 1, 2. So she's going to gain 2 troops. Not a combat space, though. She's going to go up with her lowest faction, which is this one. No victory point for that. And she's going to gain 5 Solari, and I will gain 1. And the Viscount will gain 1. He needs to have 5 when this math is all done. But she's got 6 here, so with her 5, that puts her at 11. So she's going to have 4 left over. She's trading that in for a victory point. Ooh, boy, look at that. I went a long time not being in the game, this game. Now it's just super close, and I'm worried. Okay, the Viscount is next. Harvest Spice. There's no bonus spice to get. Secrets. Doesn't pass me, so that's good. And it's not a combat space, so that helps me as well. So I've got 1 turn left, and I wonder if I can win this thing. I don't have any more faction spaces to go to. I can go to any regular type space, but if I use high priority travel, whatever the regular type space is, I could make it a combat space, or I could draw a card and maybe I'll get some swords, but I don't think I have that many swords in my deck. But I'd really like to go to a space that would get me either 3 Solari or 3 Spice for victory point purposes. And you know what? I can get 3 Spice, and that's a combat space. So I think that's got to be it. Playing high priority travel, going here, that costs me 2 water. I gain 3 Spice, 1, 2, 3. It is a combat space. I'm going to push this troop in. Do I have anything else I can do with my troops? Not really, no. But I do have enough influence with the Spacing Guild to draw a card. And no such luck on the swords. All right, let's see how this plays out. The Countess is next. Still suits. That's not great for me, so she's going to go up 1 here. Gain this alliance, so that's a victory point for her. And that's a combat space. She's pushing in 2 more troops. Yowza. And the Viscount now would like to go to interstellar shipping. Does not have the influence, so he's going to go to smuggling, which is still pretty good for him. So he goes to smuggling. At least it's not a combat space, but he gets to bring this back. Now he goes up 2 influence in his 2 lowest places. Or I'm sorry, just 1. What's his lowest? This one's his lowest. That's a victory point. Not good. Not good at all. Okay, so he's up to 12. And what else? He was here, so he got that. He gets 2 troops, but it's not a combat space. And he's going to gain... Oh, no, he's going to gain Solari. So I gain 1 Solari. She's going to gain 1. She's going to go up to 5. And he's going to gain 5, and he had 5. So that's 10. He's going to turn in 7 for a victory point, have 3 left over. That's a big problem for me. So 1 victory point. He's at 12. Oh, no. And now it's time for my reveal turn. So let's figure this out. I think I might just be okay. So we've got for the Countess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's at 10 strength. For the Viscount 6, 7, 8. Okay, he's in 3rd. That's good if he doesn't get any points. And I am at, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21. All right. Let's see. I've got my reveal turn now. So I do have 1 sword. That's worth another 2. I'm at 23. I've got, I guess, a specimen. Let's take it. I've got one. Ooh, that's important. One Solari. Man, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 15 Solari. I really needed 16. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 Persuasion. Can I use that to somehow get a Solari? Doesn't look like it. And then one Specimen's not going to do anything for me either. So you know what? Now's as good a time as any. Let's spend my Family Atomics card or token, replace all 5 of these. I wonder if one might pop up that I can afford that would give me an immediate benefit of 1 or more Solari. 1, 2, I've never seen that card. That's cool looking. 3, 4, and 5. No such luck. None of these are going to give me any Solari. But since I've got the 4 Persuasion, I guess I'm going to buy Gunthopter. Game's already going to be over, but let's take it anyway. So all this stuff goes in my discard. We replace that. Technically, we're supposed to do this, 5 and 2. I don't know if there are any. I'm sure there's some cards that give you Solari immediately. But now my opponents need to draw. I'm the first player, so the Countess will draw first. She's getting 1 more point. Let's hope she stays ahead of the Viscount. He gets 1. Great. No points for him. So I'm in first. I get a victory point. I can spend 6 Solari on another victory point. I will. And I can spend 4 Spice on another victory point. And I will. So I was at 12. I guess I'm at 13. We're just going to bring these back down. Plus 10. All right. So this is spent. And in second place, we have the Countess, who's just going to gain 1 victory point, and that is going to be it. So we could clean up this combat, but really this is going to trigger the end game. So we clean that up. Nobody's got anything to do. I don't have 10 or more Solari. I have 9 Solari. That would have been cool to get up to 14. 1 more would have been good, but that is the end, and it looks like the narrator is the winner. 13 victory points, with both rivals having 12. That was super, super close. And you know, it's perhaps a bit generous calling it super close because I was way behind most of the game and then did a lot of work at the end. But I find that's how a lot of my playthroughs go. I did play High Priority Travel as my last card to go here for the card draw. And that made sense, but I probably should have played my Signet Ring because then I would have had 2 High Priority Travels on my reveal turn and gotten 1 more Solari, and that would have gotten me that victory point. So that's a small thing that I realized after I did it at the end. But overall, that was super cool. It was a lot of fun. I'm actually kind of surprised at how much I did interact with everything. Like I've got 4 techs. I had 2 dreadnoughts. I got all the way across the research track. I got halfway across the Tlaxu track. I had a number of grafting cards. I really did interact with all sorts of things across the base game and both expansions. I didn't think that would happen, nor did I think it would lead to a victory. But that was really, really cool. It did take a bit longer to play the epic mode with both expansions, but you know, that's kind of expected. And you know, like I've been saying, it just kind of flowed a lot better than I thought it would. I do think I have a little bit of a challenge in this game in like the mid game specifically, like trying to figure out what strategy I'm going for. Like the first couple turns, you kind of plan a little to do a few things. Like you kind of want your 3rd agent, so you can do things to work towards that. Or you might see a tech that you really want, or some card, or you know, from either of these rows that you'd really like to grab. So in the early game, you kind of have like a couple things like that you can go towards. But then in the middle game, there's really this period where you got to figure out, okay, what is it that I'm trying to do? Like, what is my path to victory here? Because there's so many things you could do. And then the end game is just the implementation. So I find a lot of times when I play this game now, because I've played, you know, I've played quite a few times now. This is, of course, the first time I combined the expansions and the first time I tried epic mode. So that was pretty new. But in a lot of these games, I find I'm lagging behind, as I did in this one, for quite a while. Like they're really advancing down that VP track and I'm way behind. And then the last 2 or 3 rounds, I just rocket ahead. But I'm not always consistent about that. And so sometimes I do lose pretty bad. So I don't think I really have a firm enough grasp on the early game and mid game. But when things start gelling and I kind of figure out the state of things, I kind of look around like 2/3 of the way through. And I'm like, okay, you know, now let's figure out how am I going to make sense of this board state. You know, that's when it gets really fun. But this was great. This was a great cap to the Dune Imperium series before I continue on to Dune Imperium Uprising. And as a quick reminder, I had played Uprising, I want to say 4 times before ever playing Dune Imperium because of this channel. And so I'm really interested now to go back to Dune Imperium Uprising because I've not played that since starting to play the original one and throwing in Ix and throwing in Immortality. So I've been really focused on this, and I want to go back and re-examine the differences between this and Uprising. I think that's going to be really fun. But I would love to know what you think down in the comments. I'd be surprised if I made it through this whole video without making any errors, but I didn't notice any critical errors in the rules as I went through. So hopefully I got it all right. But man, that was a lot of fun. I do recommend if you're into the heavier side of things, because this can be a medium weight game if you want it to be. But if you throw everything at it like this, it gets quite heavy. And if you're into that sort of thing, which I know a lot of the viewers of this channel are, I recommend it. That was super fun. That was a great way to play. So let me know what you think down in the comments. Please leave a like if you haven't done so yet. You can hype this video, whatever, I don't know what that means, but if it's new, you can hype it, and I guess that's a good thing. So give that a shot. Share it with somebody else who might enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel, please, if you haven't done so yet. It would really be helpful for me. And again, I do have a Ko-fi page, ko-fi, link in the description. This video was funded through my Ko-fi page by other viewers of the channel. So I don't have any mid-video advertisements. I don't have any paywalls or subscription tiers or memberships or anything like that. Everything is always free for everyone at the same time. But if you have the ability and you appreciate it, then please head over to the Ko-fi page and keep that going. But as I alluded to earlier, I will be back shortly, in the next couple weeks with Dune Imperium Uprising. We'll keep on moving and we'll get to Bloodlines after that. And then I will be doing a giveaway contest for this Dune Imperium stuff. So stay tuned to the channel for more information. That's what I've got for this video. I had a really awesome time. I'm going to be excited about this for a little bit. I hope you enjoyed watching it too, and I will see you next time on Table for One.